In 2019, Julius Malema made a promise to the South African public. He said that the EFF will build a school for the poor. Why did the EFF make this promise? Today in South Africa, I can say that many people agree that the educational system in its current form does not benefit a black child. In fact, we would even go further to say that it does not prepare the African child to the hostile economic situations that we find ourselves into. They are just there to learn how to work and not to be encouraged to be thinkers. On King Said So, we have ventured into those deep waters and made the same promise. That promise came in a form of PASETA, the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the EFF promise and the promise of PASETA.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. I am your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono. And we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we are speaking to the CIC, the Honorable Julius Malema from the Economic Freedom Fighters, who in 2019 made a promise to the people of South Africa that, listen, people, we are going to build a school within 5 years, and we want that school to focus on quality education for the poorest of the poorest. This was a message that was very well welcome with warm hearts, because South Africans know that the educational system really needs to change, and the poorest of the poorest received the poorest service of education. They even call it the basic education. What is basic about anything that must be given to an African child? It's called the basic education system because African children only deserve basic things: basic work, basic house, basic tire road, basic municipal services, basic president, basic anything. They don't deserve the best. And Julius Malema wanted to bring back the quality education for the African child. The EFF made this a mission for them in 5 years. Yes, they did not achieve that mission, but we need to talk a little bit more about the EFF school while showing you a new, better solution.
Not a political education school. Comrades, I want us to build a school, not a political education school. We must build a school that is owned by the EFF, a private school. And it must be judged with the same standards as Crawford and that one that Vian went to. Choro, Vian, St. Davis, all of them. We are going to build a school in this next 5 years. We are going to build a school, and we are going to hire highly qualified teachers. And the children are going to go to that school for free of charge. And they are going to be children of poor people. Their mothers, they should be children of those who don't have parents as priority, or their parents are dying of HIV and AIDS and related diseases. We must go and take the poorest of the poor. Our leaders, I don't understand why Patrice Motsepe does not have a school. I don't understand why Robert Gumede does not have a school. I don't understand why Sisa Ngebulani does not have a school. But they have all nice things that are so expensive, showing and giving us evidence that these people can build a successful school. Why is Ramaphosa not having Shanduka High School paid with the money of Shanduka? So we want to lead this. Let us build a school that is going to be attended by children of the poor families, the poor of the poorest, from all over South Africa. In the next 5 years, when we come back here, if we have not built that school, don't elect any of us in front here. We are useless in case we don't know what we want.
There you hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Julius Malema himself did promise that he will build the school within 5 years. And if he don't build the school with 5 years, you guys must not vote for him. They will be considered as useless. That is what happens when you set your goals high. And I believe that Julius Malema was speaking from the heart because he believed wholeheartedly that the EFF can build the school. In fact, the EFF was at advanced stages on building that school until some white people started writing, letters to the department saying that land cannot be used for whatever reason. But many people in the public domain, especially mainstream media, started kicking Julius Malema down because of that school, questioning him. You failed to build the school, so what now? Must people vote for you and all of those things? The issue with us as African children, we don't understand how long systems take to change. The mentality of a colonized mind of a black child is something that is harder than the hardest steel, the hardest material, the hardest rock you can find to break. And to break into that mind, decolonize it, and then conscientize it to black consciousness is a mission and a half, I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Now, instead of applauding Julius Malema because the EFF tried something, we kicked them down. In fact, they are still in a process of pursuing to open that school. It's something that takes a little bit more time because of the resistance of the economic situation that we find ourselves. This thing we call democracy, in nonsense in Japan. And another example that we can make about schools is Dr. Uma Ifatunde Johnson. I don't know why I'm putting the Johnson in there, but it's just to remind you who I'm talking about. Dr. Uma Johnson, in 2010 already, he announced that he wants to build the school. 2010. In fact, there's some records that he speaks about the school. His school, the Francis Douglas and Marcus Garvey College. Before 2010, about in 2008, he was already speaking about building that school. It's been years, ladies and gentlemen. 14 years, the guy has been trying to build the school. In fact, he already has a building, unlike some people. He already has a building. It's just the policies and the rules and regulation of opening a school, especially in America, is difficult. Many people are now turning against him, calling him a fraud. You see on the comment section of every video that he posts, people are saying the school is never going to help, is never going to open. And when you see YouTube channels attacking him, guess what? It's only African people. I've never seen a white channel dedicate its time to speak about Dr. Uma Ifatunde Johnson and ridiculous claims against him being a fraudster and being a corn star and all of those things. Only us as Africans fight each other when one wants to build a dream. Now, let's leave that. We are not here to talk about that. I want to thank everyone that was involved in the live chat of the 7th of July, a historical live chat, the first presentation of PASETA. What is PASETA? PASETA is the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. That is the school that this channel has decided to open with you. We said we are not going to be a channel that is going to trend, that is going to be famous for subscriptions, that's going to be famous for views, that's going to be famous for talking too much, for criticizing the ANC, for criticizing the DA, for criticizing the MK, for criticizing the EFF. We're going to be a channel of a community that is going to rise up to the occasion and form something that is solid. The fear of this channel and the fear of my life is to say, what are we going to say to the next generation? What did we do while we were complaining? While the government of national confusion was formed, what did we do? While the government of provincial confusion was formed in KwaZulu-Natal, what did we do? We cannot answer the next generation that our answer to all the problems that we had was to open a YouTube channel. Our answer to all the problems that we had was to open a TikTok account. Our answer to all the problems that we had in South Africa was to complain on Facebook and on Instagram. It is a shame that our generation has got no generational agenda, a political agenda that is going to change the lives of the coming generation. The coming generation. They must walk on top of the legacy and build on top of the legacy that we are going to leave behind, ladies and gentlemen. On the 7th of July, which is 2 days ago when you watch this, we sat down and we spoke about PASETA. I did a first presentation of 3. I'm going to do 3 presentations of PASETA. And we talked about what PASETA is, where we are trying to go, how we're going to build. Many people were excited, looking for the bank account, looking for various things just to contribute to the school, to say, King, I want to contribute my money. I want to contribute my expertise. I want to contribute my time. I want to volunteer myself to the school. This was an excellent thing. So we decided we're going to formulate a committee formulating of the chairperson, which is myself, and 3 other committee members. I got a lot of emails, very interesting emails. I'm speaking to them on the email, and I'm speaking to them on my WhatsApp number. The email, by the way, of PASETA is pasetaafricanistschool@gmail.com. I'll write it down here so that you guys can see it. PASETA Africanist. Don't say African or Africanism. Africanist School of at gmail.com. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the email where you guys can get a hold of us. If you want to volunteer your time, your money, your whatever, you write your email there. We haven't got to a point where we are collecting any money from anyone. Don't let anyone lie to you saying that they are collecting money on behalf of PASETA. Nobody has got the authority to collect any money but myself for the school. And I'm telling you, we are not collecting any money, anything from anyone. We have decided that we're going to formulate a committee. After formulating the committee formulate a 3-month plan that we're going to present to the community to say, guys, this is what we want to do for the 3 months, and this is how much we need, and we contribute to that. I've seen that many Africans, they suffer from the trauma of their childhood. The schools never taught us anything. We never learned anything of value to the schools. A school was a social area where we go for socialism, how to be friends, how to be enemies, how to fight against each other when they were busy colonizing our child. And many of us born in the 80s, born in the early 90s, those who are finished with school, we have that trauma that we want to do something for the coming generation, but we don't know in what shape or form we want to contribute. You understand? So when people heard, oh, King is opening a school, the school is registered, by the way. It's not a manga fly by night thing. It is a registered company, SARS, everything SARS compliant, everything is pashash, everything is all right. But we said we are not going to collect money from the people until we tell the people exactly what they are investing in. Don't be excited that someone on the internet that you don't know from a bar of soap is opening a school, or is opening a community clinic, or is opening an NGO that collects money for legal practitioners to protect black people, because that's an idea you believe in, it does not mean that you must play with your money. Stop this thing of being vulnerable, especially being vulnerable to the point where you take your hard-earned money and invest it in something that you don't understand. On PASETA, we don't play that game. We don't play that game. So you'll be hearing from me probably this week or next week after formulating the committee. Continue sending those emails to PASETA Africanist School at gmail.com. Make sure that you send that email and tell me, King, I am so and so from this place. This is what I can contribute. I've got land. Come and build your school in my land. I've got machineries. I've got this expertise. This is what I want to donate to the school. Make sure that you become part of the change that you want to see in our community. We are building this school, ladies and gentlemen. We are building this school. We are carrying on with the vision that the EFF has. The politicians have got limitations. The politicians have got limitations. But the idea that the EFF has, pashash. The idea that the MK has, changing the constitution, pashash. But we as the community, we must stand behind such parties that speak about advancing the lives of African people in particular and support them. Not criticize, not shoot down, not kick down, but stand up and support them. How do we support them? We create our own forums. We create our own institutions. We create everything in support of our political parties that support black consciousness. That's what I want to say. You've got people building their own town, building their own banks in Orania, building their own schools, building everything there that works for their people, while you are there as an African child complaining and doing absolutely nothing for your people. Nothing. We are the complaining generation that does absolutely nothing. So that stops today. That stops now. It stopped actually in January, because I told you about the dream of PASETA January, but we were working through, we were allowing the spiritual to happen first before the physical can come to pass. And we are at that stage where we got our blessing, to say, go and run. And I'm telling you, if you stick close to us in PASETA, you will not be disappointed. We will not fail you. We will not be an example of a failed school. And I'm not saying the EFF is a failed school. Don't misquote me. There is actually no failed school. The failed school is a school and it's an idea that you give up on. And the EFF has not given up. Dr. Uma Johnson has not, Dr. Uma Ifatunda has not given up. So as long as you have not given up, your dream is still well alive. And we will not give up until our body hits and mix with the ground, 6 feet under the ground. You understand what I'm saying? So thank you so much. Make sure you tune into this channel. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you are hitting the bell icon for this channel. If you don't like anything of the content that we are doing, make sure that anything that we speak about PASETA, you are well informed. You are going to meet the committee members. You are going to get the website. You are going to get everything that you need to get to inform you and tell you our 3 months plan and how we plan to build the school. Everything is already in motion. You guys just have to jump in the moving train and make sure that you make your little contribution. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say thank you so much. You guys give me so much encouragement in this dream that I'm doing. We're taking a big risk, but somebody has to do it. We have enough YouTube accounts. We've got enough TikTok accounts. We have enough complaining fingers on Facebook and X. It's enough is enough. Somebody, me and you, have to do it. We have to do it. So come do it. Send your email and make sure you get in contact with us. And make sure that you are praying for us. You are thinking about us. You are sending the positive energy from the heavens to us, and make sure that you are part of this dream. So I will speak about this now and then. You will hear me speak about PASETA. I just mix it with EFF so that you guys, so I can grab your attention. Did not want to say anything about actually the EFF school. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.